Hey, Pawn family, what's up? It's Yigal. Happy Wednesday. I know it's still early for some of you. Some of you are at lunch. Some of you are still working, hanging out. I want to talk to you guys about something that happened to me yesterday, that really made me think, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And it's something that I've always thought about, but I couldn't put it into words, right? And I visited one of the most successful pawnbrokers yesterday in Los Angeles. We had a 2-hour conversation. It was a great conversation. And we talked about like his secret to success, right? And what he's doing and the mindset of how he became so successful. So we're going to talk about really quick. And I wrote this down already, which is profession versus a hobby and why that's different, right? What makes these two different about your pawn shop, okay? So what is a professional? What is a professional football player? What is a profession like when it comes to a doctor, a lawyer? It's someone who studied and is a champion at what they do, right? And that's their lifelong profession. Like when you have a doctor, they went to medical school, they got their specialty, they went to a hospital to work for 2 years, and it took them lots of years to get to where they are today. Now, of course, there's some crappy ones, like lawyers and doctors and football players, but those who are good are continuously studying and continuously learning and continuously upping their game when it comes to their profession, right? Now, as opposed to a hobby, okay? What's a hobby? Somebody who plays golf once in a while, somebody who plays tennis once in a while. They're not the best at it, but they still do it, right? They're not taking lessons. They don't have a coach. They're not learning. They're not reading. They're not taking courses, but they're just playing for fun. Now, let me ask you this question. If I was to ask you, what type of pawnbroker are you? Are you a professional pawnbroker or a hobby? And how you rate this is a 1 to 10, right? 10 being you've learned from everybody, you've taken all the courses, you know what you need to know, or you hired people around you that know all that type of stuff, or is this just a hobby, right? And why do I talk about this? In lots of these Facebook groups, I keep on seeing people ask questions like about a watch, about a diamond, about this piece of gold, whatever that is. And when I ask them a question, I'll send them a message saying, hey, have you taken the course on watches? Do you use Watch CSA? Have you gone to GIA? As a staff member, take a course? Have you come to my master class? Do you listen to the podcast? The answer is always no, 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 and no. And so what I get from this is that this is just a hobby. Right? Because if you were a professional, if this was your profession of choice, and this is what the successful pawnbroker told me, he says, when you're a professional, when this is your profession, you go out there and you learn as much as you can. You take every course, you figure everything out, you put the systems and the procedures into place so you become the best of the best. Because if not, you just have a hobby. And you can become a pawnbroker as a hobby and make some money doing it. But all of the ones who I've interviewed on the podcast, who I work with, who are professionals, right? They're going out there and they're learning and they're taking the courses and they're doing what they need to do. And or they're hiring the best. They're hiring that person with GIA certificates. They're hiring the person who's the watch certified person, the handbag specialist. And that's how they're growing their pawn balance and growing their business, because they're becoming the best of the best, right? Professionals have teachers and mentors and coaches, right? Hobbyists don't. Those who have it as a hobby just go out there. Like if you want to run a marathon, right? You can do it as a hobby. You don't need somebody to teach you how. You can go run the marathon and go work out a couple of times a week, right? What's up, Dallas? Thanks for joining. Stan, Guatem, what's up, guys? But if you want to win the marathon, if you want to be first, second, third place, you get training, you get a strength coach, you get a running coach, you get a mindset coach. And we're reading a book called Atomic Habits in the Mastermind, and they talk about how the British cycling team never won an award. They never won a Tour de France, never won. They didn't win for 15 years. And then all of a sudden, they started going from hobby to professionals and started getting the best coaches, right? They hired a scientist to teach them how to wash their hands so that they wouldn't get sick, so that they wouldn't miss any practice. Listen to the extent of this. And so are you a hobbyist or are you a professional pawnbroker? Right? Is this your hobby? Are you just kind of doing it to make money and you do it the way you used to do it and that the way it's always been done? Went out of focus there. Bring it back. There you go. Or are you truly learning everything that it needs to be so you can maximize your pawn balance, maximize your sales, maximize your culture, your marketing, and your strategy? Let me know what you think as you're watching this, right? Scale of 1 to 10, professional, or you can say, at this point, Yigal, what you're talking about, I'm a hobbyist, right? What you're saying, it's all hobby. Or are you a professional? Are you hiring the best? Are you learning from the best, bringing the best to work for you? Because when it comes to the successful pawnbrokers, those that you want to emulate, those that you look up to, those that you want to be like, they are adamant professionals. Those who are growing stores, 9 stores, 10 stores, 19 stores, they are professionals. There's even one-store operators who have incredible pawn balances who are professionals. It's not about the amount of stores that you have. You have to understand that. It's not how long the store has been open for, or if you got it from a parent, or if you got it from a divorce, right? It doesn't matter where you got the store from, but it's how you learn and if it's a hobby for you or a professional, right? When you look at Michael Phelps is the top swimmer in the world, multiple gold medals. If it was just a hobby for him, would he be eating 10,000 calories a day, swimming 4 times a day, working out every single day, having swim coaches and strength coaches and all these types of people? Or is it because he's an adamant professional and he wants to win? Because if you want to win in this game, ladies and gentlemen, against your competitor, against yourself, against the guy down the road, against the guy in the same state, right? You've got to be a professional. You've got to train at your best. And what does training in pawn mean, right? It means having an incredible culture, leadership, being an epic marketer, knowing how to get foot traffic in your store, and knowing how to read your metrics strategy. And then it's also about knowing about watches and diamonds and high-end purses and gold and testers and everything so you can maximize that pawn balance, maximize your sales. But if you're just going through day to day, doing the same thing over and over again, this is just a hobby for you. And a lot of times people say, oh, that machine's so expensive. That training's so expensive. Winning is going to cost you money. Being a champion is going to cost you money. Jeff Bezos from Amazon didn't become a champion just because he started a website. He got business consultants and coaches and the best IT people and the best strategists, and he put him in a room and he said, okay, how do we grow this thing? Apple didn't become an incredible product just doing business and building new computers. They got coaches and consultants and IT people and the best graphic designers, the best product engineers. They brought them on their team. Now, when you think, well, I'm not Apple and I'm not Amazon, how can I do this? Well, why don't we start with you? Why don't we start with you becoming the best mindset, the best leader, the best marketer, the best strategist so you can grow your business, so you can make more, stress less, and live that epic life. But if you're not willing to invest in you, why would your staff invest back in you? If you're not willing to invest in them by learning, why should they do their best if you're not willing to do your best? If you're not willing to become your best? Ladies and gentlemen, becoming your best takes spending money. Yes, I said it. You can shut it off right now if you want to, but that's the truth. And the scarcity mentality, the reactive mentality that I see in pawnbrokers, it breaks my heart, man. It really does. because they want to grow, they want to leave more money for their family, live better lives, but not willing to learn how to do it. And expecting that all these groups are going to give me all the information I need, but the truth is that you're getting a lot of advice from people who are not doing it, or people who are doing it incorrectly, wanting to give you their advice because they want to be heard. And that's the truth. A lot of times I'll DM people and say, hey man, you gave that great concept about doing this marketing, but have you done it? No, I just kind of heard it from somebody, but I think it's a really good idea. Okay. So you haven't invested in yourself. You haven't held yourself accountable. You haven't done it, but you're willing to let other people know how to do it or share that message, even though you haven't done it. Because it's way better. It's way easier to share with other people or to give our advice than to take the advice that we give. Let me know if you agree with that. Right? If you agree with the fact that it's way easier to give advice than it is to actually do your own advice, let me know in the comments. Because professionals do the advice, then give the advice. Hobbyists, hey man, I play some golf. You should really get your swing like, hold it this way. How many times a week do you play golf? Oh no, like once in a while I go out with my buddies, have some beer, and I play some golf. Thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. But how good is your game? Oh yeah, my game kind of sucks. So why are you giving me the advice? Right? The professionals, when it comes to, the people who study how to be champions, they're going to the best of the best. They're going to those who have done it. They're going to those who are a step above of what they've done. Those who have studied tirelessly to put all the information together. But if you're not willing to invest in yourself and you're expecting ownership mentality from your staff, it's kind of insanity. So let me ask you this question again. Are you a hobbyist pawnbroker or are you a professional pawnbroker? Are you just winging it? Or are you truly learning from the best? Learning how to be a leader, a marketer, a strategist. Learning or hiring those who know watches and purses and everything that you want to take in pawn. Are you going to courses? Are you GIA certified? Or are you just doing this as a hobby? Because if it's just a hobby, then you can't really complain about lack of success. If it's just a hobby, you can't complain about the way your staff works because it's just a hobby for them. But if you're a professional, you better bet your ass that those around you are going to become professional. You're going to bring them up in their level if you do what you need to do, what you got to do to be the best of the best. When you look at a podium, there's first, second, and third place. You don't see the other 15 racers. It's first, second, and third place. And who does the camera focus on? It's first place. Now, it's not all black and white in life. I understand that. But if you want to be in the champion, if you want to get on the podium, if you want to win one of those medals, if you want to take home more money, leave a legacy for your family, let's cut the crap. Let's cut that scarcity mentality. Let's cut the reactive mentality, and let's be proactive. Yes, it's going to cost you. Yes, it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. Yes, it's going to make you do stuff that you've never done before. But guess what? The best of the best get out of their comfort zone. They push themselves to the limit. They do what's unheard of, what's out of the box. That's how you become the best of the best. If you just go open that door every single day, you're going to be mediocre. It's going to be okay. You're going to make some money. But in this day and age, it's very, very different. The pawn business is different. And that's why I created the Pawn Leaders Alliance and the Pawn Leaders Mastermind. Because I want you to become the best of the best. I don't go to your stores and consult. I'm your coach. I'm going to get your mindset right on how to win the game, how to be the champion, how to have the best culture and the best marketing, the best strategies so that you win, not just at work, but at home as well. Because I want you to go back to your family with a great mindset and happy and not stressed out and spend time with your kids and leave them a legacy. I don't want you, when I look at my father who has Parkinson's and dementia, what I think about is how hard he worked. not how much time he spent with us. And I learned a lot how he worked, and it was incredible, the work ethic I got from him. Right? But they didn't have systems in place and procedures so that they can enjoy life as well. And if you're not enjoying life while you're doing this, if you're not able to spend time with your family, then this is just a hobby for you. Becoming a professional takes work, it takes learning, it takes mindset, it takes so many more things than just opening that pawn shop and getting to work. And I want you to think about that. Is this a hobby? Not the way you think about it, but the way I explain it, right? Do you have teachers, mentors, coaches, courses? Are you reading? Or are you just opening the doors and getting to work and sitting there and hoping people walk in? I don't want that for any pawnbroker. I want you to be champions. I want you to grow your business. I want you to be there for your families, right? I want you to be able to be a professional pawnbroker, and you can be in the business for 30 years. I don't care what you say. You still have a hobby. It's not longevity. Doesn't matter how long you've been there. I know 50 people in the business for 50 years who have a hobby and they're not professional. They have people stealing from them, no processes in place, no good culture. They're still, somebody told me they were still paying the yellow pages yesterday. They don't know their numbers, their yield, their inventory turn, their customer acquisition costs. They don't know any of that stuff. That's having a hobby, my friends. I love you all, but I'm going to speak the truth to you, to your face. Look at you in the eye and speak the truth, because nobody else is. Because other people want to come in and help you work this out. But the truth is, if you can't shift the mindset from a hobby to a professional, you will spend tons of money with tons of people in the hobby section, and you'll just go back to having a hobby. I want to be, I've spent $100,000 on teachers, mentors, coaches, courses, readings. And it's how I can bring this all together in the Pawn Leaders Alliance and the Mastermind and teach what I know and hold people accountable and shift so people are making an extra $300,000 a year. Shift so they can double their pawn balance. Shift so they can create a better culture and hire better people. But if you're not willing to learn and to invest in yourself with time and with money. Ladies and gentlemen, we all want more of this, and that's okay. But if we don't invest in ourselves with time and money, if we're not willing to learn, if we say that we're too busy, we don't have enough, then that's scarcity, that's reactive, you're not being proactive, shit's going to hit the fan. You've got to commit to learning with time and money. A lot of you pay for your children's school, right? So college is tens of thousands. I mean, I went to USC, it's $70,000 a year. But if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why should this work? Why should your business grow? Because you prayed a little bit more? Because you've been in the business for 15 years? Because you invested a little bit more in making your store nicer? That's why it should grow? It's not. That's not why it should grow. Business will only grow when you learn and you implement. That's it. Learning and implementation. Learning, being held accountable through teachers, mentors, coaches, courses, reading, right? And implementing strategy. If you don't implement anything, there's no good of doing the learning. You can have somebody come out and give you 100 pages of what they need to do. They'll hand you the handbook. This is how you need to do it. But if you don't implement it, there's just no point. So Cindy, thanks for coming on. Bob, I'm going to be on this live for a while. Renee, Jesse, thanks for being on, guys. The question is, are you a professional pawnbroker, or is this just a hobby for you? And don't answer the question. Think about it. Have you taken courses on diamonds and leadership and marketing and strategy? Do you know your numbers? Or are you just hoping that people walk in? Because what I was talking about is when I interview the most successful pawnbrokers, when I'm coaching the successful pawnbrokers, they're consistently investing in themselves with time and money. Now, pawnbrokers, for some reason that we all feel that we are being taken advantage of, right? Because we're dealing with people every single day who we're negotiating with all day long. And we feel like we want to be taken advantage, that they're taking advantage of us. But if we live through life feeling that way, if we live through life that we're being taken advantage of, what I want to teach you on a free podcast, on a YouTube video, on a course, you're going to block it out. Even on the podcast, which is free, you will block it out thinking that some way, somehow, someone's trying to take advantage of me. And if you live in that scarcity mindset, if you live in that defensive mindset, you can't learn. And Jesse said it, if you're not growing, you are dying. And that's the truth. And so many pawnbrokers I have calls with, they say, hey, Yigal, my pawn balance is down, things aren't going well, or my pawn balance is going up and I can't find the right staff members. I gotta close my blinds. Give me 1 second. Right? There we go. So many people say it's not going well. And I say, well, what have you done to change it? And they say, oh, nothing. Have you listened to the podcast? No, I think I'm like on 12 or 13. I'm like, man, we got 91 of them today. And, the same person asked me yesterday, is it frustrating being in your positions? And I said, yes, it is. Not because of I don't have more clients, but because I want to help. But a lot of times, those watching these lives and those listening to the podcast aren't open to receive. You got to be open to receive, man. If you're not open to receive and be held accountable, you're not going to grow. The pawn business isn't the same as it used to be. Those who are growing their loan balance and getting good employees and their sales are growing and opening more locations and making more money is happening because of that. Right? Stan says sometimes professional, sometimes hobby. Need to be more consistent. Jesse says most pawnbrokers think everyone is out to scam them. Yeah, it's the truth. And it's sad. So what needs to happen in your mindset? What's got to shift from going from professional to hobby, right? So a professional, let's get my mark, a professional learns how to build an incredible culture. Learns how to be an amazing leader because you're running stores. You have staff members. You've got people that you're responsible for, right? You've got to know how to market and bring people into the store. This last year, I spent $6,000 to be in a marketing group to learn more strategies to help you guys out. Right? I'm not afraid to put my money where my mouth is. I'm not afraid to invest in myself because I believe in myself. This isn't a hobby for me. This is my profession. And I'm going to kick ass at it. Right? You got to know strategy. You got to know your numbers. Because if you don't, you're kind of screwed. You're hoping that things are going on. You're getting you're paying for services and you don't even know what the ROI is on the services. How many leads you're getting in, what's your cost per lead, what's your cost per acquisition, all though you don't know it. And it's killing your business. So are you a professional or is this your hobby? Because those who are at the top of their game, those who have the epic pawn balances, who are traveling, who we look up to, we're just like, what's going on? Professional. I'm reading books every single month on leadership, marketing, and strategy. I pay for marketing courses and strategic courses and businesses who are not in the pawn industry to find out how retail is working, how to bring in customers, and I package that all up for you. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it because I'm a consummate professional and I know my value. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're a pawnbroker, which you should be watching this because this is the Pawn Leaders channel, cut the scarcity mentality. Cut the reactive mentality, become a proactive, professional pawnbroker. I'll say that again. A proactive, professional pawnbroker, which equals a pawn leader. And it makes me emotional because I see family members who have suffered through this who are pawnbrokers, who have this ego of, I've been in the business for 15 years. No one can teach me crap. I know what I'm doing. And it just tanks. Little by little, goes down and down and down. Because when you're the smartest person in the room, you have an issue. Yeah, Jesse says you can tell who's in the industry as a hobby or to collect stuff as opposed to professional. And I want to work with those who want to become professional, those who want to be champions, because I'm going to make you a champion. But it takes time. You don't go to the gym for 30 days and get abs. Doesn't happen. Got to be consistent. Takes time to become a champion. But if you're so off-putting, if you're so defensive, if you're not open to learning, open to receiving, and open to becoming better, then you will stay here. This is a fun hobby. It's a great hobby. Lots of people to talk to, lots of junk to collect. But if you're willing to jump on the other side of the fence and become a professional, go to pawnleadersalliance.com. Let's talk. And if you really, really want to work stuff out with me one-on-one with a group, then that's the mastermind. But you just sitting there doing nothing and complain that you don't have money when you have $100,000 of inventory and your turn ratio is 0.5. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go to pawnleadersalliance.com now. Because just turning your inventory one more time will increase your income and your space, and it will teach you so much more. Just learning what a customer acquisition cost is will stop you from spending stupid money. Just by building a mission statement and a value statement will stop you from hiring pawn pirates. But if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to have pawn pirates. You're not going to know your metrics, not going to know how to market. You're not going to know how to do things that you need to do to become a pawn leader. So with that, I'll leave you. And know that I say this with love. But if you are willing to be mediocre, then mediocre is the impact that you're going to have on your bottom line and on your family. If you're willing to be mediocre and not invest in yourself with time and money, because education costs money, then you won't be getting more money back. With that, I'll leave you. I've been on this for 30 minutes. If you have a question, let me know. Hey, Doug, what's up, brother? Love your videos, man. Love your videos. Seth, what's up, bro? For those of you who are joining the call, we're talking about being, being a professional pawnbroker or a pawnbroker as a hobby. And we're talking about how a professional pawnbroker takes courses, invests money in themselves, has mentors and coaches, opens the door and hopes that things come in. Alyssa, welcome to the Alliance. I love that you're in there. I'm super excited to have you there. Alyssa joined the Alliance. She was in the master class as well. It's going to be a wild ride, Alyssa. So I'll let you know what you need. But you'll be getting an email next week. You see, the Alliance is a group of people I'm putting together who want to be professionals, who want to grow, who are sick of having a pawn shop as a hobby and want more time with their family, time to travel, build a better team, have more customers walking in. And then you might ask yourself, well, who are you, Yigal? Well, We built a millions of dollars in pawn balance with my brother, 50 plus employees. We got to vacation, and I learned because I made tons of mistakes. I'm a third generation pawnbroker, and I'm still help run a 9-store chain. So everything that I'm teaching you, right? So everything that I learned, that I teach you, I implement. This isn't just theory for me. I test the market and I bring it back to see what works, right? Says I'm a professional hobbyist. You can be that too. It's not the best thing to be. Yeah, go back and watch this, man. No worries. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. The truth of the matter is, I don't want you to miss out on making more money because of that scarcity mindset. I don't want you to miss out on how to build a better culture, because a better culture will have a better team. A better team will give you more freedom. You won't be so stressed, and you'll be able to spend more time with your family. And that's what I want for you. But if you're not willing to do it, if you're not willing to spend the time and money, then this is the wrong place to be. This is the wrong call to be on. The Pawn Leaders podcast community is a great place, and people answer. But if you're not learning, if you're not growing, then don't expect to make more money. Right? Stan says, mastermind changed my life and business. Love you, brother. Let me tell you the difference between the alliance and the mastermind, just so you guys know. Okay? For those of you watching. I don't want to confuse you with product, since somebody asked. Alliance versus mastermind. Mastermind obviously is a little more expensive. 4 calls a month. High level. Access to me, right? So they get to text me, call me whenever they need. The Alliance is 2 calls a month with me, 2 with my marketing specialist. Guest speaker. The mastermind gets everything that the Alliance, the mastermind members gets everything that I do, right? But I understand. It's bring bro closer, says, there you go. See that? Is that better? I understand that people, there's different investment levels of investment comfort, and that's why I created 2 products. But that's it. If you have any questions about that, I'm not here to sell these things. I'm here to talk about professional. I can't even spell today. Where's hobby? If you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're dying, as Jesse said. And if you didn't watch this from the beginning, go ahead and back and watch it. But I want you all to be professional pawnbrokers. And a professional pawnbroker to me is one who leads as a pawn leader. I want you to be in the pawn leaders. Go to pawnleadersalliance.com. We'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer questions as well. Anytime we go live, I want to give you guys value. So if you have any questions about anything in pawn, let me know. Anything in leadership, marketing, or strategy, I'm here for you. I didn't announce I was going to go live, but I decided to do it anyway. Why not? Any questions? Any questions that you have, I'm here for you. Let me know. I want to see if I can see the other comments in the group. If you guys have any questions about life, about how to be better, how to have better habits, how to bring more people in, let me know. I'm going to be on for 5 more minutes. So let's go to Pawn Leaders Podcast Community. Cool. If not, have an amazing day. I appreciate you all. And we'll talk soon. And I hope to see you in the Alliance. I really, really do. I hope to see you wanting to become a professional, investing in yourself, investing in your team, investing in your family, because that's the most important thing, is to invest in yourself so that you grow, so that you're not being left behind. I'll talk to you guys soon. And thanks for being on this Facebook Live with me.